Hi guys, so it's Nin here. Welcome to my channel of reading books. So today we're gonna reading books called Compound Effect from Darren Hardy. So the book covered say the compound effect jumpstart your income, your life, your success by Darren Hardy. The chapter that I'm gonna read today is who you have to become. So the book is actually really good. I am reading quite a couple of chapters already. It's like the compounding effect. So how you do small things and then it's starting to compound all together. But I'm gonna read this chapter because I feel like it's quite important and it's quite have a strong feeling to me. So let's just get started. Who you have to become. When the most people set out to achieve new goals, they ask, okay, I have my goals. Now, what do I need to do to get it? It's not a bad question, but it's not the first questions that need to be addressed either. The question we should be asking ourselves is, who do I need to become? You probably know some people who seems to do all the right things but still don't produce the result they want, right? Why not? One thing Jim Rohn taught me is, if you want to have more, you have to become more. Success is not something you pursue. What you pursue is eluded you. It can be like trying to chase butterflies. Success is something you attract by a person you become. This is important. This is good. Success is something you attract by a person you become. When I understood that philosophy, wow, it's revolutionized my life and personal growth. When I was single and ready to find my mate and get married, I made a long list of traits I desired in a perfect woman for me. I filled more than 40 pages of a journal, front and back, describing her in a great detail, her personality, character, key attributes, attitudes, and philosophy about life. Even what kind of family she come from, including her culture and her physical makeup, down to texture of her hair. I wrote in depth what our life would be like and what we would do together. If I have then asked, what do I have to do to find and get this girl? I might still be on that butterfly chase. Instead, I look back at the list and consider whether or not I embody those same attributes myself. Did I have a very qualities I was expecting in her? I asked myself, what kind of man would a woman like this be looking for? Who do I need to become to be attractive to a woman of this substance? I feel 40 more pages describe all the attributes, qualities, behaviors, attitudes, and character I need to become myself. Then I went to work on becoming and achieving those qualities. Guess what? It worked. As she were peeling off the pages of my journal and appeared in front of me, my wife, Georgia, is exactly what I described and asked for in almost every detail. The key was my getting clear on who I have to be to attract and keep a woman of her quality. Then doing the work to achieve that. Keynote: to identify the bad habits and need a new habit essential to becoming and achieving what you want. Complete the bad habit assessment sheet on the page 169 or download at the worldwideweb.compoundeffect.com/free. So that's for that chapter. I think we probably have some time for a short one. The next chapter is behave yourself. All right, let's map out what your process to achieving the goal you decide upon. This is doing process, or in some cases is the stop doing process. What stand between you and your goal is your behavior. I need to highlight that. What stand between your goal and you and your goals is your behavior. So how do I highlight it? Click, highlight it. Nice. Do you need to stop doing anything so compound effect isn't take you into a downward spiral? Similarly, what do you need to start doing change your trajectory so that it headed in the most beneficial directions? In other words, what habits and behaviors you need to subtract from and add to your life. Your life come down to this formula. You, arrow, choice, which is your decisions, plus your plus behavior, which is your actions, plus habits, which is your repeated actions, plus compounded, which is the time, equal goals. I repeat it again. So your life comes down to this formula. You, arrow, choice, which is your decisions, plus behavior, which is your actions, plus habits, which is repeated actions, plus compounded is mean the time, equal goals. That's why it's imperative to figure out which behaviors are blocking the path that leads to your goal, and which behaviors that help you accomplish your goal. You may think you have got handle on all your bad habits, but I bet good money you are wrong. Again, that's why tracking is so effective. I mean, honestly, do you know how many hours of TV you really watch every day? How many hours do you spend tuned to news channel or keeping up with the goals and accomplishment of others on the sports or style networks? Do you know how many cans of soda you drink, or how many hours you spend doing non-essential work on the computer, e.g. Facebook, reading online, gossip, etc. As I emphasized in the previous chapter, the first job is to become aware of how you are behaving. Where have you fallen asleep on the job and developed an unconscious bad habits that leading you astray? You not long ago, a successful executive with whom I serve on a nonprofit board hired me to mentor him on improving his productivity. He was doing well, but knew he could optimize his time and output further with some coaching. I had him track his activities for a week, and I noticed something I see too often. He spent an incredible amount of time reviewing the news, 45 minutes in the morning reading the newspaper, another 30 minutes listening to news on his morning commute, and an equal amount of time tuning in again on his drive back home. During his workday, he's checked Yahoo News several times, spending at least 20 minutes in total. When he got home, he catch the last 15 minutes of local news while greeting his family. Then he catch up on 30 minutes of sport news and 30 minutes of the 10 o'clock news before going to bed. In total, he was spending 3.5 hours with the news each day. This man wasn't an economist or a commodities trader, or in any profession that live or die by the latest news. The time he spent with the paper and news program on radio and TV greatly exceed what he needs to be a knowledgeable voter or like contributing member of society, or even to enhance his own personal interests. In fact, he was getting very little valuable information through his programming choices, or rather his lack of choices. So why did he spend nearly 4 hours a day consuming it? It was a habit. I suggested he keep his TV and radio off, cancel his newspaper subscriptions, and set up the RSS feeder so he could select and receive only the news he interested. Doing some immediately clear out 95% of the mind cluttering and time-sucking noise. He could now review all that matters to him in less than 20 minutes a day. These left the 45 minutes in the morning in his commute time, and that hours in the evening for productivity activities such as exercise, listening to instructional and inspirational material, reading, planning, preparing, and spend a quality time with his family. He tells me he never felt less stressed. Constant negative news has a tendency to make you anxious, and more inspiring and focused that he does now. One small simple change in habits, one giant leap forward in balance and productivities. Okay, now it's your turn. Get your little notebook and write out your top 3 goals. Now make a list of bad habits that might be sabotaging your progress in each area. Write down every one. Habits and behavior never lie. If there is discrepancy between what you say and what you do, I am going to believe what you do every time. If you tell me you want to be healthy, but you got Doritos dust on your finger, I am believing the Doritos. If you say self-improvement is a priority, but you spend more time with your Xbox than a library, I believe in the Xbox. If you say you are a dedicated professional, but you show up late and unprepared, your behavior rats you out every time. You say your family is your top priority, but if they don't appear on your busy calendar, they aren't really. Look at the list of bad habits you just made. That's truth about who you are. Now you get to decide whether you're okay or if you want to change. Next, add to the list of all habits you need to adopt that practice and compound it over time will result in your gloriously achieving your goals. Making this list isn't about wasting energy by getting judgmental and regretful. It's about taking a clear-headed look at what you want to improve. I am not going to leave you there. However, let's uproot those sabotaging bad habits and plant new, positive, and healthy one in their place. That's it for today. Really good chapter there with behaving yourself and who you have to become. I think it's quite useful for personal growth, and hope you enjoy and find that useful for you as well. So have a good night, and I'll see you tomorrow with my daily reading. Bye.